My name is Tyler Scott. I am a 22-year-old film production student at Howard University, and I'm from St. Louis, Missouri.
All right. Hi everybody, my name is Maya Miller. I am a graduating senior, radio TV film major, film concentration from Atlanta, Georgia.
My name is Tasia Majors. I'm a senior filmmaker from Norfolk, Virginia.
So I'm Jasmine Jewett, senior TV production major, graphic design minor from Strasburg, Pennsylvania.
So my name is Milan Murphy. I am a senior film major, English minor from Los Angeles, California.
Hi, hello, my name is Todd Leggett. I am from Cincinnati, Ohio, and I'm a television production major.
Hello, my name is Ebony Price. I am a graduating senior film major, English minor from Birmingham, Alabama.
I got interested in film, started in high school. I was a part of this group called the Advisory News. We would go around every week and create news stories based on things that were going on in the high school at the time. So back then we were using like digital cameras and iMovie. But we would go around each week and like get the most important stories of the high school and shoot and edit the videos and broadcast them to the rest of the school. So that was like my first foray into video production, which turned into an interest in film.
How I first got interested in film was my mother. She's a performer, she's a jazz singer, and when she was doing like performances around Atlanta, and even when she traveled abroad, I would go with her and I would just record some of her shows. So that's how I first got interested in like using the camera and stuff.
I became interested in filmmaking through watching BET Access when I was younger. I always wanted to make videos. After I saw them, the making of it, so I thought it was cool. I thought it was something I get into.
So I was originally a broadcast journalism major, and I decided that being in front of the camera was not for me. And so the next thing that made sense, that didn't require a lot of work, and I could still graduate on time, was TV production.
I always liked movies. In the summertime, I would just sit in the house and watch movies over and over. If I really liked the movie, I would like watch it over and over again. And I came in as an English major, and it just wasn't for me. It wasn't what I thought it was gonna be, and I felt uninspired. So I wanted to switch, and I just chose film. It kind of chose me. Like I didn't really know that I wanted to do film, but once I got into it, I felt really at home.
Well, growing up, I was very into entertainment, very much into entertainment. I would always entertain my classmates, be in all the talent shows, play in the band, play music, and from there I really tried to take that talent and make it into something else. So I brought it with me to college and tried to see if I can make something of it.
My first job was acting. The company I was with was the Birmingham Civil Rights Institute, and so those people gave me a scholarship to go to a film camp as a junior in high school, and from that point I really got interested in it. I wanted to be a DP at first, but then I felt like I was too short, so I shouldn't be DPing. So then they called me in for a scene to direct, and I kind of fell in love with it since then and just been working at it.
Alright, so some of the projects that I've worked on since being at Howard. Last semester, fall of 2013, me and one of my close friends, Tyler Scott, we worked on, we made a plan to come together and use our creative juices to be able to do a couple of projects throughout the year, since this was senior year. One of the projects that we did was the Howard University Yard Fest video. That was a pretty awesome time, just because being in the midst of Yard Fest, where you have thousands of people participating, trying to get the best footage you can, being in the midst of everything, seeing your friends, seeing love and everything, like it was just a lot going on, but it was definitely something that I will forever remember, just because Yard Fest is one of the most nationally recognized, I guess, programs at Howard, and so being able to say that I recorded something that people will be able to forever look back upon is awesome. The other project that a lot of people know me for now is the Howard University Happy video. It was based off of Pharrell Williams' Happy video, which was a 24-hour version, but we did the regular version, which was just like 4 minutes. However, we incorporated students, faculty, and even a couple of people from in the community around Howard to participate in this video, just to remind people that you don't need to worry about, you know, all the hardships that you may have, and just remember the simple things in life and to be happy about them, because we're blessed with everything and not everything should be taken for granted.
While at Howard, I created 2 short films that I'm very proud of. The first one being Bully, which was a short film about a guy who was putting a lot of pressure on himself. And then the second one is John and the Baggage from Madrid, which is a short film about a girl who had a lot of baggage from her previous relationships and was affecting her relationship with her current boyfriend. Besides those 2 short films, I also was a part of the crew for the Happy video, which was very successful. We actually got Pharrell to tweet the video since it was a video for his song Happy. Also, I did some work with Bison Days and also a web series called Bison Abroad, which followed some Howard students as they studied abroad in Europe. So those are the projects that I'm most proud of that I did here at Howard.
Yeah, a couple projects I've done in the past. I've been a part of Bison Days. It's a miniseries devoted to campus life and stories about being in college. Right now I'm working on an episode called Group Projects, and it basically is going to talk about how people hate group projects and how to deal with things like that. I also created a web series called Finding the Balance, and that follows the story of a young man who's trying to find the balance between his work, his school life, and also his love for music, his passion for music. So those 2 projects I'm working on right now, and yeah.
So in the past, I've worked on a lot of projects, about 5 independents. Sophomore year of college, I worked on the film 42. I was an intern on that. With my production company, I started that as a freshman, and we've done like 3 web series, a few shorts, and some projects around campus. One with Michael Ealy. Bison Days, I've been assistant director on 2 episodes of Bison Days and script supervisor of 1. And just, yeah. Oh, and I just did my first like 10-minute short last semester.
I'm still trying to figure out what it is I want to do as far as filmmaking. I feel like there's so many careers as far as, you know, that you can go into in the film industry. But one thing that I know is like an ultimate goal for me is just to stay true to myself and create content that is good for our people. I want to create things that are like experimental, creative, and really just true to our people. I always wanted to make stuff for black people because I'm black. I love black people. I went to a black school. That's where I am.
Inevitably, after I graduate, I plan on working for a year here. I'm still really trying to figure it out, honestly, because I'm really trying to get back abroad. I studied abroad in the spring of last year, 2013, and I fell in love with it. I was in London, and I'm really trying to go back, preferably for grad school, just because I feel like I want to capitalize on being a student again, just because like when you leave, you know, they don't want to. When you leave, sometimes they think of you more as a competition rather than like a person who's just trying to obtain knowledge, and we're always trying to obtain knowledge.
I want to be a videographer, and I would like to get involved in animation some kind of way.
At this point, I'm kind of open to any and everything behind the scenes. Camera woman, technical director, producer, all of it.
I want to write, produce, and direct. So really just produce content that I will be interested in seeing, or my friends will be interested in seeing, that I don't see.
When I go to Hollywood, I guess I want to do all aspects of the entertainment business. I want to direct, I want to produce, I want to edit, and I also want to spend some time being in front of the camera.
Ultimately, I want to be a director or AD. I like ADing as well, but ultimately I want to be a director and have my own production company. And
This is gonna sound really cliche, but it's really gonna be Spike Lee.
Spike Lee.
Spike Lee. Spike Lee. To me, Spike Lee did something that nobody has since then has ever made an effort to do, with showcasing Black America in all our different lights, in all our different issues, and making it entertaining but also educational at the same time.
I'm inspired by Spike Lee, of course. Also Spike Jones, I like a lot. Stanley Kubrick, and a lot of different experimental directors. But I'm a big fan of music video directors as well, like DeVille and Hype Williams, and a couple of others. But
I've been inspired by Martin Scorsese, Director X, Gravity, Spike Lee.
Spike Lee a lot because of his versatility. He made a range of movies that you wouldn't necessarily know it was a Spike Lee film. I also really like this guy, Dennis Dortch and Dula Perrier.
My inspiration mostly comes from Black filmmakers like Spike Lee and John Singleton. I also like John Hughes. He was really big in the 80s. Winifred Hervey, Mara Akil.
Actually, there's an editor named Paul Rebell. He did a lot of television miniseries, and he also edited the movie Transformers. I really enjoy his work, and I'm really inspired by him. I try to take some of his edits and apply them to my own projects.
Words of advice for those who are up and coming. I would tell them to just stay true to self. Like, always remember why you wanted to be a filmmaker, and have fun and be big. Like, don't be afraid to step outside the box.
Put fear aside. Just do it and stop making excuses and stop being so hard on yourself.
Make sure you always remain professional. Network. This is a very reputation-based industry, so it's all about who knows you, who do you know, and how they think of you. So if you have a bad rep, like, that could really be the end.
For Todd in the future, I hope that you are working on, or if you have already achieved your goals. And I also want to make sure you remember to give back, because I'm sure you wouldn't be where you are today without people who helped you in the past.
Just don't forget where you came from, and don't forget why you're doing what you want to do. Continue to uplift the image of the Black American in America. Stronger images.